Hey guys, I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm just going to be narrating and sort of explaining my process as I go about doing these 5 portraits, and just explaining my process since I've had these, I had this image sort of laying around for a while, and I thought it'd be a good time to actually show you guys how I painted these, because it'd be such a waste to just have these and not show you guys my process. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So yeah, basically I get started with, the standard sketch, do the Loomis method, get my proportions down, and yeah, I just go straight right to it. These are mainly faces and bust shots, so I don't have to do any crazy angles with, say, like the torso or anything. So yeah, once you get the the basic proportions, I put the forwards down. It's pretty straightforward of getting the eyes. Actually, no, it's not really that straightforward, because placing the eyes like a good distance from the brow line and the bottom of the nose could get a bit tricky. But I think I made the eyes a bit too big, so I think I shrank them. Yep, I made them a bit smaller because I feel like that's my anime influence sort of taking over a bit. Like, if you've drawn an anime style for a while, sometimes you unknowingly make eyes a bit bigger than what you'd want them to do. So sometimes you just gotta cross-reference and self-correct yourself if you notice that. If you can notice that. Ooh. Sorry about that, guys. It's a bit early. It's like 7. Oh, no, it's not 7. 6 in the morning. So I'm a bit groggy. But I have to record this video because, god damn it, I want to do a weekly schedule. So right now I'm running the skin. Usually I go for a easy mid-tone, and then I splotch out like where the lights are and where the shadows are. What am I gonna say? The line art, yes. I don't do our line art, so for that main initial sketching phase, I don't try to make it too tight. Keep it loose enough, because in the end, I'm just going to be painting over my lines, and which gets this nicely rendered feeling. Also, I'm using the special, not special, and these aren't mine anyway, but these are the Razum oil brushes. Basically, it helps me achieve this more painterly effect, because I don't like the smooth, like the super smooth, like butter rendering style that makes digital art sort of come off as fake. Fake's not the right word. Artificial? That's the same as fake, isn't it? Anyway, basically I have these brushes just to like give my paintings a bit more texture. You see the brush strokes. Also, I tried to do some color correction here, just to be crazy with colors, but I decided to go back on that because I can't always have my paintings be so avant-garde and crazy with like the colors, because sometimes it's to go forward, you sometimes have to go back. So yeah, I'm just doing some finishing touches, and yeah, next I'm going to do I want to do dark skin, because I feel like I haven't painted dark skin in a while, and it's funny because I actually think painting dark skin is actually a bit more fun and interesting than painting basic light skin, because I feel like I don't know, there's more fun color variations in dark skin for me personally. This one was an up tilt angle. I had to get that slight like nuance of looking up while at the same time getting the curve at the back of the neck. Also, this hair, I also love doing this type of hair because I could get my more textured brushes and do a nice sort of like feel or design for it. And although I did say painting dark skin was fun, this actually was quite the challenge for me. I decided to color the lines. I feel like I colored the line a bit too soon in this one. As you can see, I didn't really like how this was going, so I put that on pause and decided to do another thing. This is definitely more anime inspired. I did the Loomis mannequin thing here, and I decided to do something more stylized, something more anime centered. Speaking of that, I'm thinking of doing an anime or practicing an anime art style, because that's something I feel like I want to practice. Like, I think I paint not too realistically, but I'm still in that phase of trying to get a good balance of not too realistic, not too anime. So it's a journey that all artists are gonna be on until the day they die, since you don't really, I guess you find a style, but you're always making improvements on it. In the end, I didn't even like this anime character I drew. I hated it. I feel like this rendering style did not work, or at least the rendering style I was doing did not work for this particular image. So I ended up scrapping it later, as you see, but I go back to drawing painting the dark skinned woman, and I go back to rendering her more. And sometimes if you look at for something for too long, you just get tired of it. So it's best to like look away, come back. Speaking of which, don't get any misconceptions that I did this all in one go. No, this was a series of paintings I did in the span of 2 weeks, I think. I don't know. It sort of explains why I've been gone for so long since the last video. But let's just say that this took a long time, I should say. Then to start doing another portrait, I wanted to emphasize the planes of the head. And I don't know, do I keep this one? I do not keep this one. Okay. I think this one was did not have a reference. I ended up, this actually came better than I thought, but I decided to scrap that. Next, I started to do something in terms of not doing the Loomis method, but trying to do the contour of the entire figure, trying to like describe the figure through shading and contrast, but hence the extensive cross-hatching. But in the end, I also scrapped this one too. I don't know, as you see, when I start doing the face, I even go as far as coloring it. Shit. But in the end, I just didn't like how this turned out either. My throat is like very dry. I need some water. Do I have water? I do not. Oh well. But yeah, I continue rendering this. I started painting it, and in the end, like, I think I go relatively far. Do I color the lines? I don't think I do. No, do I? No, I do not. I actually went rather far with this one now that I think about it. Yep, I got rid of it. I got rid of both that one and the anime one. I started to do this with the Loomis method again. I think I scrapped this one too because I hated this one because the proportions were wrong. Yeah, the proportions are already wrong. I could already see it. Yep, I scrapped this one. Do I? I do. Yep, I do. This one, okay, I'll have a photo reference up for this one on the screen somewhere. And I sort of like how I did the sketch. I wanted to practice doing smiles, like with the teeth showing, because rendering teeth, like, not creepy requires some sort of nuance to it, and while at the same time not making it look like rabbit, like buck teeth. So, also decided to make this study have long hair instead of short hair, because I sort of wanted to practice like doing a bit more wavy hair. And I get straight into painting, definitely much more sooner than the other two. Although I did not like how I was painting this one. Like, the colors or the planes weren't, let's just say they weren't popping out as much as I'd liked it to be. So I think I ended up pausing painting this one, or I stopped. Yep. Oh, I still have the other one. Oh, okay. This one now. This is I'll show the reference for this one too. This is Momo, I think, from Twice, the K-pop group. I don't know, I just like the pose for this, so I decided to use this as a photo reference. This one actually came out pretty well too in the end, I think. I was thinking of doing a K-pop series. No, okay, that was bad wording. I was thinking of doing a series of paintings of a K-pop group, because I hear K-pop is very big. It's one of the biggest things in the world. So, and I'm trying to get into it because most of my friends are. It's just that I'm terrible with names, so it's gonna be a hard time for me to, remember some of the members. Wow, I did the hair really well on this one now that I'm looking back at it. Decided to clean up the line art. I can't have it too messy because if it's too messy, the painting it gets harder to paint. So I try to clean up the lines as much as possible, which doesn't really matter because my painting is also messy. But I guess it works out in the end. Now, the thing about painting skin is that I try to make the characters that I'm painting in this portrait series have different tones and shades, because I don't want to use the same palette for the skin tone. So you'll notice for this one that I'm painting right now, it's going to be ever so slightly different than the two next to it. Actually, I painted this really well, and actually, I actually took this away and brought it even further to insanity, and I added some more effects on another painting, which I might make another video for, because this image shows my inspiration from Yoshida Sui heavily. So I think I'm gonna make a separate video on how I do these crazy effects later. Yeah, so I'm just cleaning up the hair, some color correction, just making some final strokes, and just making sure it's not too clean, but rendered enough that I feel satisfied with it. Oh my god, things are falling on my desk. Where am I? I think I'm back to this. Yeah, I tried to finish, do some final touches on the dark skinned woman. Yep, I end up color correcting that. It makes it much more interesting now with hints of blue. Blue, purples, reds. It can't just be a boring skin color palette. I go back to this one now, and I don't know why, but this one was so hard to paint. I decided to make this one a bit more pink and reddish, because once again, I'm trying not to have the same color palette, which is sort of why when doing color picking for photo references, I would say color pick at the start to get a good idea of how the colors of skin work and how they transition on different parts of the body. And once you know, I guess, thematically how skin works, from my photo reference, I would say try to replicate it with different tones. Because as you can see, if you have the photo references here, the skin color or the skin tones are nothing like what it is on the photo reference. But that's something you or people doing photo references will still sort of learn to do in time. Yeah, in the end, this came out much better than I thought it did. I wanted to do one more of someone dark skinned. So I was going through so much reference for this. But in the end, yeah, this one, finding the right reference for this last one definitely took a lot of time for me. Oh, I hated this one. I think I scrapped it immediately. Do I? Yes, I did. I have the photo reference for this. This was, I didn't like this one either. The hands came out a bit too weird. And the face, not that it needed to look like the reference, but the face was, I feel, a bit too off from the reference. It didn't have the same feeling as it. So I definitely go far with it. I align the proportions. I render out most of the face, and do the hair, the dreads. I love rendering dreadlocks with pencil. The grainy texture just makes it work. Oh damn! I actually go in on this one. I painted. I worked on this actually rather in depth, just for me to scrap it later. I guess it's a lesson, since you shouldn't be afraid to scrap anything that you're working on, no matter how long you've been working on it. It's something I learned the hard way back in art school. You could be working on something for a week or two, and then in the end you just have to say it's not working and do something new. Now this is the one I ended up sticking with. The face shot was the angle, the slightly to the left or her right with an up tilt. That was a hard one to do because it looked so weird, like initially, but I think I made it work. Also, this one, I don't think it looks anything like the reference image at all, actually, but I think it still conveys the look, or at least the feeling. Yeah, that angle is so hard. Also, I think the eyes are a bit off too. Do I fix that? Please tell me I fixed that. I think I did. Okay. So yeah, I get started on the skin. I decided to make the highlights a bit pinky or purplish instead of the blue right next to it. And I wanted to make it a bit more, not a different, like different shades of dark skin. Once again, I do think painting dark skin is much more fun. I feel like for dark skin, the contrast makes it more pop better. It makes it more vibrant. And yeah, I started, sharpening up the eyes, the eyebrows. I start smoothing out the highlights. Just trying to emphasize the planes on the face. Because, oh boy, maybe that should be another video. Understanding the planes on the face. The planes on the face. Yeah, now that I think about it, this one came out really well. I decided to lighten it up because the color values weren't there. So I decided to edge up, and yeah, this is how it turned out to be. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this extensive, well, not so articulate breakdown of how I do these portraits. I'm gonna try to be doing more art related things instead of just artist analysis, although I know that's what you guys want. I'm probably gonna do more draw or sketch with me type videos soon. I may do a video talk about fundamentals or how to paint, I guess. I don't know if I'm like good or qualified to teaching you guys how to paint or how I paint, because we'll see what happens in the future. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and comment, because I hear that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you like what you saw and want to see more videos like this in the future. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.